first of all, good evening to Ahmedabad. કેટલા લોકો સૂતા છો? Most of બધા, right? Okay, good. Now, let's talk. See, you already asked the question. How many of you want to build something in AI or maybe ML category? How many of you want to build something? Okay, so most of everybody want to build something. You have some idea in AI or ML, right? How many of you think it is complicated? How many of you think it is complicated? No? Is it very easy? Easy? Sorry? Okay. It is expensive and it is complicated, both, right? Now, for today, I have a solution that at least what I can help you, maybe will try to make it less complicated for you. So once you will attend this session, once the session ends, at least I guarantee you, you will be able to build your own machine learning model. Okay? I hope it makes sense. Now, let's first discuss about one thing. Everybody is talking about agent. Everybody is talking about LLM, correct? And some of you might be talking about SLM, small language model, right? What I will be more talking about is machine learning, and another is ML ops. So hope this makes sense. The difference between AI, the difference between ML, right? Hope this makes sense. We won't be talking anything about agent, not anything about SLLM. We will talk about dataset. We will talk about training, and then we'll talk about the evolution, how to deploy a model, how to run the model. Now, in this session, we'll try to build something. Now, any one of you want to try any idea that you want to implement for a machine learning, like any random idea you have? Anyone want to share a random idea that I want to build a model that can do something for me? How many of you do the stock trading, stock market trading? Stock market? You guys Gujarati, come on, yaar. Gujarati, stock market. What are you guys doing in between? Okay. So, don't you think that agar stock market ma koi evu model hoy that you can create, available nahi, that you can create as per your requirement, કે તમે સવારમાં ઉઠો ને તમને આપી દે કે this is the stock that might be going up. એમ ના વિચારતા કે હું તમને મોડેલ બનાવીને આપી દઈશ. નો. હા, પછી સેશન પૂરો થાય, તમે ટ્રાય કરો ને તમે મને એમ કહો કે સર નુકસાની થઈ ગઈ. નો. Okay? But I'm giving you the idea. This is what you can build. This is what you can try. So after the end of this session, you will be able to do that, for sure. But then you might have to do the little bit, plannings and everything. In this session, we will build something like object classification. How many of you have the idea what is object classification? Okay, yeah, few of the people have idea what is object classification, or maybe we can say image classification. Very simple meaning. The basic meaning is that what am I wearing? T-shirt, right? Suppose I'm wearing a blazer, then my model should be able to tell me what am I wearing. I'm wearing a T-shirt or I'm wearing a blazer, right? If you want to build a similar model like this, what you will do? You might go to GitHub, and then you have to do all of this stuff, download it, and if you are with a Python, you do the pip install, then source, and activate the V anyways, and do the trainings and all those things. Then the issues comes of expensive GPUs. You need a GPU to train the models and everything, right? So in this session, I will explain you how easily you can do it, how easily you can integrate, how easily you can deploy the scaling parts and all those things. So I hope the basic idea is clear what we will be going to do. Correct? આપણે શું કરવાના છીએ એટલું તો ખબર છે? હવે કેટલાની નીંદર આવે છે એ કહો. છે કોઈ? ઓકે, ગુડ. તો પછી ઘરે જઈને સ્ટોક માર્કેટનું આપણે બનાવવાનું, બરાબર? Okay. So this is what about me. My name is Harsh Manvar. I'm also one of the Docker captain in India. So I more sometimes talk about the containers and everything. I'm also the highest contributors and answerers on the Stack Overflow across the world. So if you have worked on the Kubernetes or something, Then it is that. And I also a little bit like about the bikes and everything. So it is Yamaha RX100. If any one of you knows what is Yamaha RX100, two-stroke, engine and all those sorts of things. And yeah, also the designation, recently I started one project that is the podstack AI. So it is also not available for everyone to use. It is in limited availability. But yeah, again, it is more like solving the problem of expensive, the whatever we talked about. So yeah, it is also about that one. Now, I already gave you the idea what we will be talking about. It will be more about the ML and everything. Everyone is talking about the AI. That is the Bard AI, Duet AI, Gemini, and Vertex. The Bard is already gone, right? It is deprecated. If any one of you have heard or used it, I'm not sure any one of you used it. Then the Duet AI, it comes and the Gemini, take up part of that. We have currently Gemini AI, and we have the Vertex AI. The one we will be talking about today, that is the Vertex AI. In Vertex AI also, so many components are there, so many features are there, so many things are there, and everything. We will be talking, that is more of AutoML. Okay. So this is what the AI landscape looks like with Google. And you see the bigger portion, the bigger part, that is the Vertex AI. And all the components, if you see over there, you have a model garden, you have a model registry, then you have an image gen, the search part, you have a notebooks, pipelines, and all of those things. And can you see the last corner one? That is the AutoML. So we will be exploring, we will be talking about the AutoML. That is the specific part only, the AutoML. Now, any one of you get the idea what basically the word means, AutoML, as the word says, right? Automatic machine learning. So it is very, very simple if we will be using, like, I will also explain you how the exactly AutoML works, how you can use it, how you can integrate it and everything. But that is what the looks like out of this landscape. We will be exploring that corner. We will be talking about that. We will be, try out the things. We will do the demo also at the end of this session. I will show you the live demo, how the things work, how you can build your models and everything. This is the agenda. First, we will explore Vertex AI. Then we'll talk about the AutoML. And then we'll talk about the dataset trainings, demos, and I will also walk you through the complete demo, how we can build a model. Now, in Vertex AI, the whole landscape that we saw have so many different components. The first one is the unified ML workflow. Now, any one of you knows what exactly this means, unified ML workflow? As the word says, basic English, unified machine learning workflow. But what exactly this workflow is? As in very simple, આપણે ગુજરાતીમાં કહી તો what we first, if we want to build any of machine learning model, what we need? Dataset. What is the second thing we need? Training. And what is the third thing we need? Evaluation or a testing. This is what the workflow looks like. Three part: dataset, training, and the testing, or maybe the evaluation. This is the basic ML workflow, we can say it. Now, suppose you want to build one machine learning model that is doing a video processing. Now, even for a video processing, how your workflow will be? What you need for a model to, if you want to build if you want to build a machine learning model, how your workflow will look like? The same thing. Like if you want to build for an image, it will be the same workflow. If you want to build for a video, it will be the same workflow, at least with a Vertex AI. So it gives you the flexibility. Any type of model you want to build. If you want to build stock market model, the things will be the same. Have the data set, do the training, your model is ready. If you want to build for an image, the same workflow. So it gives you the flexibility. You have option for a unified workflow. Now there is also custom pre-built models. As the thing says, the models are ready. You go over there, you do the editings, and you can directly use that. The third one, AutoML, as I said, it is doing the automatically machine learnings and everything. You have all the features, the options and everything. We'll explore in that once I will, show you the demo. The next is the managed services. So I hope every one of you knows, right? What does managed services means? Like everything is managed by them. You don't have to, worry about much things. You just upload your data, and you are good to go. So the managed services are there. Then scalable infrastructure. I hope everybody of you have the idea what is the scalable infrastructure means. If users are coming, the traffic is coming, your infrastructure grows. The CPUs, memories, and resources get auto-scaled. Then the next part is ML operations. So any one of you over here to explain? Anyone working in a ML ops or something? Yes, sir.
MLOps means we are automating tasks, we are automating staging model, production model, everything. And we are controlling the model that these models should be publicly available to these users and these not. That's all about MLOps.
Yeah, yes.
It includes development to deployment, all the
Yeah,
services.
yes, right. So what basically, as he says, he's absolutely right. The basic MLOps means the complete machine learning operations that you are building a model, then you are deploying it, you are managing the models, and you also might would like to manage the versions. You have version 1 of model, you have a version 2, a version 3, version 4, and all these different versions are there. Then also further, you would like to do the traffic splitting. You want to send a 50% traffic to version 1, then you would like to send a 50% traffic to version 2. So some of your users getting the latest model, some of your users are still on older models and everything. Apart of that, it is also about the machine learning model from development to the production. So all the operations that you need to move your model from development to production, that is basically the ML ops. It is all about the operations, what all operations you want to do. Then there is something called the model garden. Now, any one of you have worked with Vertex AI, they might have heard about it or they might have used the model garden. What we do? Garden में हम क्या करते हैं? घूमते हैं, right? So over here also it is the same thing. Model garden basically means वहाँ पे जाओ, वहाँ पे घूमो. And yeah, and if you want to explore any model, if you want to try any model, for example, Olama is there. You have model from Meta. You have open source models also available in Model Garden. So you can try out the different models. So that is what the model gardens means. वहाँ पे जाकर घूम के मजा लेने का. Okay. Now let's talk about the AutoML. Already I explained what the basic means of AutoML is there. This is the same thing I have written. It is a one part of Vertex AI, and it gives you the flexibility to automate the things. It gives you the flexibility to follow the workflows, and particularly it is mostly used for who don't have a much expertise into the machine learning field. Now, I'm not saying that with Vertex AI, with AutoML, you cannot create a production grade model. Definitely, you can create a production level of model. And you can also deploy it, you can also handle the traffics and all those things. So basically, still the AutoML is more helpful. It is still evolving with the times, the functionalities and everything also being added. So it is handful to handle the task, features, and everything. You can do the hyperparameter tunings and everything. Most of the things handle automatically. So that is why it is more helpful, for people who are starting their career into the machine learning or AIs and something, and you can build your own models. Right? Like the cabby do's, right? Like this is the thing. This is the what we will be exploring. We will be talking about. This is the workflow that I talked a lot. The dataset training and output. Okay. Now, in this demo specifically, uh, as I explained, what we will be building, the model that will be classifying what person is wearing, t-shirt or a blazer, correct? What is the next thing we need now? Suppose if we want to build a model, what is we need? data set, correct? The first things. From where we will get our data set? मतलब मैं अभी आपके सबका पिक्चर ले लूँ एक एक एंड फिर मैं अपलोड करूँ मॉडल में फॉर द डू द ट्रेनिंग. Does it make a sense? Is it easy to capture everybody's photo and then collect a data set? So what is the easiest way then? Sorry? Yes. So as few of you said, we will scrape internet, we will scrape the website, and we will correct the data. Correct? Now let's quickly talk about the theory of dataset. I hope looks like half of you are not interested into the theory part. More are हमको मॉडल बनाना है जल्दी दिखाओ. आते हैं थोड़ा सब्र रखो धीरे धीरे आएंगे. हाँ. So now any one of you know how many types of data sets are there? मतलब जितने डेटा सेट इज मोर लाइक अ डेटाबेस ओनली. यू हैव अ स्ट्रक्चर्ड डेटाबेस, यू हैव अ अनस्ट्रक्चर्ड डेटाबेस. द सेम थिंग इन डेटा सेट ऑल्सो. द डेटा सेट कुड बी स्ट्रक्चर्ड or data set could be unstructured also. Now the one we are talking about, since we are scraping the internet, मतलब हमने कोड लिखा है, we are doing the scrapings, we are downloading the images, then we know we can filter it out. We can do the structuring of all the data sets and everything, correct? But if it is unstructured, then you might have to structure it. Otherwise, you might have to do the training with unstructured data also. Then again, it do the effect on performance of your models and all those things. Already. Also, I explained about different structures. It could be, if you are building image model, you have an image as a data set. If you are building the text LLM models or something like that, you might have all the text data, video. The last one you guys might be interested, the tabular data. Why? Now, stock market का आपको model बनाना तो tabular data only you guys need. Okay? So, if you want to build stock market one, the tabular data you can use and you can build the one. Now, NSC तो आपको data देती है, तो इतना तो मैं help कर सकता हूँ कि go to NSC site and you can get the data. You don't have to download or scrap the things. You don't have to structure the data also. NSC आपको इतना करके देती है. अभी तो model बनाओ जाकर घर पे. Okay. Now, any one of you use the BigQuery? Google BigQuery. Any one of you use the Google storage bucket? Simple है, इतना तो use किया ही होगा, right? The Amazon S3 bucket or Google bucket, both same here. It is more like massier buy. Yeah. So, where we will be storing our data set? We downloaded the images, we downloaded the data, then we might want to store it somewhere. In Google, we have two options. Either we store it in a BigQuery, or either we store it in a bucket. Now in BigQuery, it is more like a SQL. It is more like a database. But it is for a big data. So if you have a higher structured data, if you have a higher database, you have the SQL formations and everything, you can use the BigQuery. Upload your data over there, then you can do the query out, select star forms and whatever. Just don't do the drop query, right? Yeah. So you can store the structured data, SQL data, tabular data, everything in a BigQuery. And if you have the image data, if you have video data or something, you can store it in a storage bucket. This is done about the data set. We won't be going much into the depth. As simple as that. The next is the training part. Now, once we have a data, what we have to do? Training, correct? Now, the AutoML, as I said, automatically machine learning. It is a no-code platform. So you don't have to write any type of code to do the training. You want to start a training, just inform to your Vertex AI AutoML, यहाँ पे मेरा डेटा है, जाओ जाकर ट्रेन कर लो मॉडल, वो आपको बना के दे देगा. Okay? So it is a no code or maybe low code platform. Now, what is the basically mean of low code? Suppose you want to set some evolutions, or if you want to do the reiteration on top of the model. Your model is getting trained, but still you want to interact with your model. You want to add some of your custom code. You can also do that. So it is more like you want to tweak your model training. If you are on advanced level, if you want to tweak your model, you can also write a code, you can give the snippet, and it will get used to train the model. You have also options for a custom training for different types of model, the PyTorch and everything, all these different options there. And you have also some pre-built containers option there. So once your model is ready, now you also might would like to host it somewhere, run it somewhere. How many of you have used the container? Container? Okay. Most of the people have idea what is container, how it works and everything. Now suppose you got the model from Google, then how you guys will be knowing what I need to include in a Docker container? Sorry, in Docker image, my bad. How you guys would be knowing? So there are already pre-built images that Google is providing. You can use it as a base image into the Docker image, and then you can also add your model and you can also run it. So you don't have to even worry about that. Google have also take care about that part. Now it is also support the distributing. Any one of you knows the the last word, that is TPU and GPU.
CPU core CPU things, and on that we need to do that. And PPU means when we are doing a testing on the specifically things, and for that we need some of the things. At that time we need to use the PPU.
Yeah, yes, it is right. The very simple example that I would like to say. Any one of you know who created the TPU? TPU, इतने या Google. Now GPU तो आपको पता ही होगा who is making the GPUs. Now the question is why Google is making the TPUs? मतलब GPU है, चल रहा है, तो आप कब क्यों नया ढूंढने जा रहे हो, right? Now from here, maybe I'm not sure I should be saying it or I'm not sure again, but I'm just taking a risk. In future, it might be seeing the training part, the model training part, you might be seeing it is happening on a TPU instead of a GPU. As of now, everybody is talking about we want a GPU for training the models and everything. But in future, it might be possible that TPUs are really good. They improved a lot with the time in few years, and you will be able to run your model. You will be able to train your model on top of the TPUs. And I'm not sure whether you guys are able to see the whole wide game, what is happening in the market. But in future, you also might see the, what we say, competition between the GPUs and TPUs. So that is what the TPUs mean. So as of now, you have both the options where you want to run. You want to run your model on TPU, you want to run your model on GPUs. The model registry. I hope, as the word says, आपको idea आ गया होगा कि model, what is the meaning of model registry? How many of you have used the Google repositories? GitHub repositories. GitHub repositories, everybody, right? Why we use it? To store a code. Why we have to use the model registry? To store a model. It's not simple. So again, it gives you the flexibility to centralize, manage your models. You can do and maintain the versioning. जैसा हम code में करते हैं, right? Maintain the versions and everything. We can also do the same with model trainings and everything. Essays, we can track the models, and we can also have the metadata, the lineage, the deployment status, and everything with model registries. And it is also integral part of ML workflow. So once our model is ready, once our model is done, it is created, it by default gets stored into the model registry. I will show you in a demo in a bit while, but that is where the model registry being used. Your output will be automatically stored into the model registries. Now the endpoint part. Any one of you try to guess what is the endpoint means? Endpoints. Endpoint, guys, endpoints. As word says, you guys are using the URL. What is that? That is endpoint, right? URLs. So over here also, it is the easy. You can expose your model. You can access your models once it is exposed. The Vertex AI or AutoML by default provide you, you can, my bad, Vertex AI or AutoML provide you the option to expose your model with the endpoints. Once you create a endpoints, your model will be exposed. You can use it, your client or your users can use it, or else you can integrate into your web applications, mobile applications, or whatever the applications that you are doing. You have the SDKs available, you have the libraries available, you can simply integrate, and you will be able to access your model. Now, with endpoints, all these functionalities are available. That is the auto-scaling part. If multiple users, thousands, millions of users are coming, it get auto-scaled, it get auto-downgraded also, and it may get scaled to the 0. There is also options for a traffic splitting. The traffic splitting basically means that you want to send few percent of user to old model, the few percent user to the another old models, the new versions and latest models. The main part, that is the logging and monitoring that everybody would like to have. Because without the logging, how you guys will debug कि issue क्या किया है? Login में we everybody add this statement print, this is where the code is, right? So if you want the logins and monitoring, that options is also there to track all the parameters and everything, how your model is performing. Is it have the good confidence size? It is have a bad confidence size? What is the average confidence that you are getting with your model? Now, I hope you guys have the idea when I say the confidence, what basically it means. If you don't have, don't worry. I will also quickly explain once we saw the demo. If it is a 1, then it is 100% sure, near to the 100%, that model is 100% sure. If it is 0.99, it is also near to the 1. So your model is very, very confident that this is what it is, right? So we'll talk about that. And there is also option for authentication part. I hope you guys know authentication, right? Login, sign in, auth Z, auth N, and everything. We are not going into the depth. आगे ओके तो चलिए शुरू करते हैं. Okay, so my screen is visible, correct? So what was the first part? Dataset, correct? What was the second? Training. And the third one? Output, testing, correct? Now, what you guys are seeing? શું દેખાય છે? Dataset. અજય કોઈ મારા જેવું ચશ્માવાળું હશે ને પાછળ નહીં દેખાય, ઝૂમ કરી દઉં ઉભા રહ્યો. Okay, guys, લાસ્ટમાં દેખાય છે ને? હા, અચ્છા, અરે વાહ, નાઇસ. You guys can see the data set. આપણે શું બનાવવાનું હતું? ઇમેજ ક્લાસિફિકેશન મોડેલ, કરેક્ટ? એના માટે આપણે શું જોઈએ? ઇમેજીસ મલ્ટિપલ લોકોની. ધ ટી શર્ટ પહેરેલું છે કે બ્લેઝર, દેટ ઇઝ વોટ વી વિલ બી ડુઈંગ. નાવ એના માટે okay, now you guys can see my code, right? This is what the code I have written. A very basic image scraper. આપણે શું વાત થઈ હતી? ઇન્ટરનેટ ઉપરથી આપણે ફોટોસ ડાઉનલોડ કરશું, કરેક્ટ? This is what the basic scraper looks like. We are downloading the images. ક્યાંથી આપણે ડાઉનલોડ કરીએ છીએ? ક્યાંથી ડાઉનલોડ કરવી છે? એની સજેશન? સોરી, મિંત્રામાંથી. એમાં થોડી મજા નથી યાર, મિંત્રાની. આપણે લોકો કામ કરી H&Mમાંથી ડાઉનલોડ કરી. ઓકે, સો ધીસ ઇઝ વોટ ઓલરેડી ડાઉનલોડેડ ઇમેજીસ. જે કોડ છે એને ઇમેજીસ ડાઉનલોડ કરીને રાખી દીધી. ઓકે, ધીસ ઇમેજીસ આર ફ્રોમ H&M. તમે લોકો જઈને જોઈ શકો છો. આ ઇમેજીસ છે કેના માટેની છે? યુ કેન સી ધ વર્ડ ઓવર હિયર, બ્લેઝર, કરેક્ટ? નાવ અનધર ઇમેજીસ આઈ હેવ ડાઉનલોડેડ, દેટ ઇઝ ફોર અ ડ્રેસીસ. દેખાય છે? ઓલ ફ્રોમ H&M. પછી મને એમ ના કહેતા કે મેં આમાં મારો પોતાનો ફોટો નાખ્યો છે, આમાં જોઈ લો મારો ક્યાંય પોતાનો ફોટો નથી, રાઈટ? તો આટલું કરી લીધું. નાવ વોટ વી ગોટ, આપણી પાસે શું આવી ગયું? ઇમેજીસ. તો શું છે? ડેટા સેટ, રાઈટ? આપણી પાસે ડેટા સેટ આવી ગયો. નાવ ઇફ યુ નોટિસ ઓવર હિયર, ધ ઇમેજીસ આર સેપરેટેડ. બ્લેઝર્સ અલગ છે, dresses are separated. So what is, we have a structured data set. It is already structured. We don't have to filter anything. We don't have to do anything. So what we can do, we can simply go to the Vertex AI. You can search on Google the Vertex AI and the same options will come. The model garden you can see, right? I was talking about. All the options are in the left-hand side. You can see everything. Now you can go to over here, that is for a model development. આપણે શું કરીએ છીએ? Development, correct? Model બનાવીએ છીએ. Go to the data set and click on simple create option. This is expected to happen when you are giving a demo. So okay, perfect. Okay, so once you click on a create data set, you have all the different options કે તમારે કેનો data set બનાવવો છે. You want to create a data set for image, you want to create it for tabular data, create it for video, or create for text. Correct? Now what we will be choosing? Images, right? You guys might be interested in a second option. That is the tabular method. Why? Stock market. Correct? So if you want to build data set for a stock market, you have a second options to go. Now we have a multiple options over here. So you want to label a data, you want to do the object detection, you want to classifications, you want to segment out also. You can also go for a segmenting out. वो separate करके आपको दे देगा कि this is what the separated things. वो अब आपके ऊपर है what you want to build. You can choose any of the option and give it try. देख लेना क्या कैसे काम करता है. Whatever your requirement is, whatever your things. We will be going with, for example, a single level classification, or maybe we can also choose the object detection. Okay. Now I'm not moving ahead. I have already created one data set. That is a fashion products. So I'm just opening that. Okay. So you guys can see your data set, right? What you have to do, you go click on create. You are choosing the option कि मेरे को ये करना है with the images. Then it will gives you the option to drag and drop. इतना तो आता है ना कंप्यूटर इंजीनियर्स, ड्रैग एंड ड्रॉप तो सबको अपलोड करना तो आता है ना, फिर ठीक है, सही है. तो वो वहाँ पे आप जाओगे, आपको वो ऑप्शन देगा कि अपलोड योर इमेजेस, अपलोड योर डेटा सेट एंड एवरीथिंग. वंस यू अपलोडेड, दिस स्क्रीन्स विल कम्स इनटू your laptop, and you will be able to see. You have also option. I can also show you quickly. The same screen you will see. Okay. Once your data set is created, you just have to give a name. कुछ भी दे दो, name आपका हो जाएगा, and you will see. You have an option. कहाँ से आपको upload करना है? You want to upload from your local, you want to upload from somewhere else, or you have already uploaded into the bucket. अगर आपका data bucket में पड़ा है, so you can also choose your bucket directly. Otherwise, you can upload from your local. So once it is uploaded, you can go to this browse sections, and we have to do the labeling. Now, how many of you knows what is labeling or what is the tagging? Label, tag. Yes, please. Madam, yeah, yes. Yes, right. Right, correct. So, why we need a labeling? Why we need a tagging? क्योंकि पहले उसको तो बताना पड़ेगा ना, जो मॉडल जो हम बना रहे हैं, ट्रेनिंग कर रहे हैं, उसको पहले बताना पड़ेगा, भाई ये है, दिस इज व्हाट इट इज. सो वी विल यूज अ टू लेबल्स. हमारी रिक्वायरमेंट क्या है? वी विल जस्ट सेपरेट इट आउट टी शर्ट एंड वी विल सेपरेट इट आउट ब्लेजर्स. करेक्ट. अब आपको इसमें कैप डालनी है, सो यू कैन क्रिएट अनदर लेबल कैप. इफ यू वांट टू ऐड समथिंग एल्स, यू कैन क्रिएट अ मोर लेबल्स हाउएवर you like. I have created two labels. That is a blazer and another one is a dress. Correct? And you can see how many images I uploaded. Okay. So in in blazer I uploaded 10 images, and in dress I uploaded 14 images. Okay. So it is not a GB of data. It is few MB of data we are using over here. 10 images, 14 images, मतलब कुछ नहीं है, right? Very, very small scale. Now, once your data set is ready, you have an option. You can simply, choose, like, if you select this image. Oh man. Yeah. So once you select this image, you can also label it. मतलब once you uploaded the images, वहाँ पे जाओ label दे दो कि ये सभी के सभी dresses है, ये सभी के सभी blazers है. As simple as that. वो कुछ नहीं है, labeling करना तो आ जाएगा आपको, like not a big deal. Once it is done, you have directly options over there. What is that? Train a new model. Rocket science नहीं है, सीधा उधर ही दे दिया, click करो, your training will be ready. Your training will get auto set. No code, nothing. You just uploaded data set, your training is done. Now, once your training is done, let me show you the training part. The second options you can see, the training part, we will go into the training and you can see something like this. The fashion product, my training pipeline name, the ID, the status is finished, it is already trained. What is that? It is image object detection. So we are doing the image object detection कि क्या है, मतलब image है या sorry t-shirt है blazer है क्या है. How much time it took? 3 hours to train the model. And when I created, somewhere in a September month, I was doing the testings and everything, so I created in a September month. So let me select training pipeline. If it goes to training pipeline, okay. So if it goes to the training pipeline, we have an option for a versions over here. So for this one, we have only one version. That is the default one that we are using. If you have a multiple versions, in second version, if you added a cap, or in third version, you are using some pent options to figure it out, label and everything, do the classifications, you can also change from there. And from here, you have option to what? Do the deployment, right? So you can select deploy to endpoint. यहाँ पर इतने तक क्या हुआ? Our workflow is completed. All set, right? क्या किया हमने? Just uploaded data set. What else we did? Nothing much, right? Gathered the data, we uploaded it, and rest everything is automated. We just select कि हमको क्या करना है, object detection करना है या क्या करना है, बस इतना बोला and हो गया. Not a single one line of code we have written. If you want to do the same, if you don't even know how to scrape the data from internet, right click मारो and download तो कर ही सकते हो images, right? थोड़ा सा manual मतलब जो गधा मजूरी हम बोलते हैं वो कर लेना अगर, and you will be able to do that. Now here I have already deployed my model to show you how the basically it works. You can also click on deploy to endpoint and you can select your model. So for example, I'm clicking on deploy to endpoint. I'm giving some name, test endpoint. I'm giving continue, 100%, the compute node is 1. And I can simply, give it on a deploy, and the new endpoint will be created. The new URL or new ID will be there to the deploy it. Now we will be using the older one. Now this is the ID of my endpoint that is visible, starting with 67 and 3712. Now this is my very basic application, Python. Any one of you have used the Streamlit? Streamlit? Yeah. So anyone have worked with a Python or worked with a Streamlit? Basically, you can see the output of your code. It is a framework, I would say. You can directly create a front end. You can use it for a testing, and it will show you the things. So I have written this simple Streamlit application, and inside that you can notice few of the things over here. What am I doing? I have given the endpoint ID, whatever the endpoint that we have deployed. Region कौन सा है? Authentication मतलब करना पड़ेगा, right? Our request is going to the model. So I have also added the authentication part, and also a few other details of my project IDs and project names and all those things. And this is what my bucket URI. If you want to edit, it's fine. जो भी user upload करेगा photo, क्योंकि what I want from my model, मैं जो फोटो अपलोड कर रहा हूँ, मेरा फोटो या आपका फोटो या किसी का भी, तो वो कहीं पे स्टोर तो होना चाहिए, राइट? सो इट इज स्टोरिंग इनटू द बकेट URI, and it is just printing the result. You can see the result over here, and it is printing some prediction images, blues and rectangles and everything I will show you in output. But you can see the just 82 line of code. Nothing much, मतलब छोटा सा ही है. Let me quickly run and showcase you. Oh, sorry, another window. Yeah. So how to run a Streamlit? The Streamlit run and the Python file name. Okay. So this is what placeholder looks like. By default, it is taken a one of the image and it is showing over there. What is that? Blazor, right? Let me quickly zoom it so you guys can see it. You can see over here the prediction image is Blazor. And this is the original image. Now this image was already there when we trained our data. It is a part of dataset. आपको तो डाउट होगा ही कि हर्ष भाई यहाँ पे आके जोक मार रहे हैं, right? So let me upload my image once. So for example, I'm selecting one random image. Aadhaar card nahi. Okay. So this is the image where I'm wearing a blazer. Okay. Now let's test it whether it is taking it as a blazer or it is taking it a dress. So I simply uploaded my image, and let's see the prediction. Blazer, right? As simple as that. Now the part that I was talking about, that is the confidence. You can see the number over here. The result confidence. Is it visible at last? Okay, it's 0.99, right? More towards a confident part. That model is very, very confident that a person is wearing a blazer only. Kitni images thi we uploaded? Total images were 24. In 24 images, you are building a model that you can use it for a production grade. You can integrate with your applications. Like, it is not always suggested that you use small amount of data, but still you are able to build something. You are able to showcase something with a small amount of data, with a small efforts that you are putting to build a model, and you are getting a confidence, some sort of like this, in a very few hours of training. Like I just did it for 2 hours. If you are running it for 8 hours or something, you may get a better result with more amount of data and everything. So that was about the demo of that. Let me quickly move ahead. Okay. So we talked about Vertex AI, we talked about AutoML, we cover most of the part, how you can build the things, how dataset works, how the trainings works, and how you can create your own model. So basically, you can use the Vertex AI to build your machine learning models. You can use AutoML to unify your ML workflows, to simplify your development of your machine learning models, and the Streamlit part, that is you can use for a development to build some testings, the UI parts and everything. So that is the Streamlit comes into building the playing environments and everything, and you can integrate your model and you can create your own models. So that's all from my side. If any one of you have questions or anything, I would love to answer or something. But I hope घर पे जाके आप क्या बनाओगे? Stock market application. Thank you.